So joining me here at the SMWW conference, of course, this has been a great day so far. I've got Josh Liskiewitz joining us. He's actually going to be a speaker this afternoon, but took a few minutes just to be here with us. So Josh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problems.
So now you're with Pro Football Focus.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So you are a guy who has basically come up through the SMWW rankings. Can you take a few minutes? I just want to tell people, I want them to hear your story.
Sure. In 2008, or it might have been 2007. It's so long ago, I don't remember exactly when.
Give or take.
But I was working in banking, not too far out of college, and not very happy with what I was doing. But I was always obsessed with sports. Happened upon SMWW online and decided that I was going to commit. Took the football general manager and scouting course.
Okay.
Built a rapport with Russ Landy, and eventually Russ invited me to be part of his team, and so I would provide scouting reports for him that he would use for the Alouettes, for Big Ten Network, and also I made my own contacts through Twitter, through social media, through coming to events like the Combine,
Right.
like Senior Bowl, and eventually when Chris Collinsworth took over Pro Football Focus, they expanded into college and they needed to expand their roster of analysts, and that's when I joined PFF in 2015.
Wow. So you've been there now for 3-4 years, and like you said, the expansion has grown. Can we talk a little bit about just, your involvement of giving back to these students? What is the message that you are bringing out to them today?
Yeah, the message is you don't have to have been a college athlete. You don't have to have some kind of background or know all the right people. You just happen to grow up in the right spot and know somebody that's already in the profession you're looking for.
Wow.
If you're putting the work in, if you're hustling at these events in terms from a networking perspective, you can have a career in my case, football or any sport for that matter.
Yeah, and I know SMWW does not just football conference, but they do a bunch of others. So one last thing, and I'm going to side note here because you are a Pro Football Focused guy. With tomorrow being the day that, quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends come out, I got to ask, and you feel free to tell me no. Not the first time, won't be the last, but can you give me a guy who we should be looking at outside of the Kyler Murrays of the world and I think it's Grady Williams? Can you give me a name that maybe people should be paying attention to?
Well, if we're looking at quarterbacks, I like Brett Rippon.
Okay.
From Boise State.
Yeah.
He's not going to impress with a big cannon, and the truth of the matter is when you're at the Combine and you're throwing to guys you've never thrown it before, and typically not a lot to expect out of the quarterbacks at this in terms of being consistently accurate, showing all the tools. That's not really what this is for them. But Brett Rippon's a guy that's kind of a mid-round pick that I think is probably going to end up playing better at the NFL level than people are projecting right now.
Okay.
Looking at receivers, yes, you've got some of the big names like DK Metcalf. My favorite guy by far is Deebo Samuels from South Carolina. And I do think this is a venue that he can look really strong in just because of you're going to get a chance to see his precise route running,
right?
The way he cuts. And I just think his whole package is going to make him an NFL superstar, even though he's not going to go in first 10, 15, 20 picks.
No problem. All right, so those are the guys we need to pay attention to. I really appreciate it, Josh. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
And so much. Again, SMWW, this is truly the place to be. Any sport, you want to get involved, this is where your starting begins. The networking, the communication, and you know what? Someday you could be like Mr. Josh Liskiewitz here, going from being a student of SMWW to living his dream and working for Pro Football Focus. Eric Wilson again with the Sports Arena live at Sports Management Worldwide Football Conference. We'll be back in a few moments.